So we're in the last 40 minutes of this open house. The address, 1305 Chesapeake Avenue. This home is going for just $415 on a street where we have $1 million properties with $1 million views. On a street where we have $1 million properties with $1 million views. So if you're looking for a house that is move-in ready, it will be the least stressful experience of your life, I would suggest looking this direction. I don't know how familiar you may or may not be with Hampton. Hampton is a community that is kind of broken up into different sections. We have kind of East Hill and Buck Rose beneath that, and then beneath that, Wythe. And all that community really is a historic community that was built here a long time ago, around the 50s. Most of the houses are in the 50s. But this house in particular was built in the 80s. And what makes this house special, I think, is that the owner really cared about making sure whoever buys this property has little to no stress moving in. Not only has the home inspection been done already, there is so many features that the owner has gotten, taken care of and made sure so that the next person to move in here won't have to worry about a thing. Just to list a few of them. Interior features, all right? I got newer stainless steel appliances, the dishwasher and the stove. And I'll show you these at the same time as I'm talking about them. So this beautiful dishwasher right here. And I'll show you these at the same time as I'm talking about them. So this beautiful dishwasher right here. This was added back in 2017. It's KitchenAid. So it's all lightly used. Same thing with this lovely refrigerator by Whirlpool. We got dual sides. And then the freezer's down on the bottom here. But this isn't the only fridge. I'll show you the other fridge later. It's so pretty. Look how it's flushed. And then you have your microwave right here and our wall oven. Right here and our wall oven. Also KitchenAid. Very clean. And a ton of beautiful, beautiful granite. It's kind of hard to tell the iridescence in it, but right here I could tell you that this granite is actually so heavy that the owners decided, hey, you know what? We also need to reinforce the joists basically underneath, so to hold up the weight of it. And you have storage back there and in the front. So you could use this as your, you have a wet bar right here for entertaining. I think you have another fridge. Idea of having that extra space. I mean, especially for people who love to grill or barbecue, this is a good feature to have. Your washer dryer isn't here. That conveys as well with the property, and you can see just how wide of a space this is. It's very large size laundry area. Coming off the laundry area, we have our half bath right here. Again, the owners didn't spare any expenses. They made sure to put lovely granite in here, and the hardwood looks fantastic. We have even pull-out drawers, which I think are so nice to have, because you never have to reach back there and lose things, because I always do stuff. That's just me though. Anyway, we have shelving back here as well, and I love how many lights are in here too. I think it really makes sure that everything pretty much is well lit. Even the outside, the owner decided to put additional floodlights, so the entire property is actually surrounded by floodlights. And then in here, we have flush lights all throughout. And I love that design choice because I think it really helps make sure that the room feels large and open. So if you wanted to entertain, like open up that, open up that, open up this, you know, park yourself over there, sit down and enjoy the rest of your day. It's a very open floor plan, hardwood, absolutely. And this is a gas fireplace. The gas fireplace has never been used. And the TV right here also conveys. So if you wanted to buy that, it's around 40 inches, between 40 and 43 inches. Coming off the front, I'm going to show you the slate inches. Coming off the front, I'm going to show you the slate. That's kind of the things I love about older homes, especially those built in like the 80s. They kind of have all these like nostalgic features that I think really just tie everything in together. And then you also have this beautiful water view that some people are probably paying $1 million for, because we do have a house for sale on the street worth $1 million, but this house is actually listed for $415. So you don't have to pay all that for that. You just have to enjoy, move in and enjoy. And it's a corner lot too. So you could park in your garage, which is a 2-car garage. It comes with huge ladder, everything in there conveys, lots of lights and extra flooring, but you have 4 spaces with that 2-car garage, and then you have pretty much the entire lot perimeter to park your cars, and there's no HOA. So if you wanted to have an RV, a boat, something that you need lots of extra space to park, this is the house to have that. Trust and believe, and you're near the water, so you can just guess. But I just love the downstairs. I think it's just so fun. I love the colors in here. I love that brick wall. I think I love the colors in here. I love that brick wall. I think it's beautiful. Anyway, let's go upstairs. This is a 3-bedroom, 2 baths. The half bath is downstairs. If you have any questions about the property, let me know. So up here, they did do newer floors. They replaced those just so people wouldn't have to worry about anything if they moved in here. And then you have terracotta tile in here, very cute. And this beautiful granite countertop. Oh my gosh. The slab here is so pretty. And all the colors kind of go together, and I'm noticing that. You have silver, metal accents in here. And this is the half bath, this is the full bath, I'm sorry. This is the full bath that the other people would share. I don't want to miss out this beautiful feature right here, which I think is so cute. Stained glass. You just don't see that anymore, and it's so pretty, isn't it? It just reminds me of Hampton. I'm sure it does. You have a light up here, attic access right here, and this is the first bedroom. All the bedrooms upstairs are blue. It's very watery, very beachy color. And one thing I do want to mention about Hampton is that you can do Airbnb in Hampton. I've heard it's done really well, especially near Hampton University. Great area for that. But a property like this, if you don't want to live in it, you easily could also use it as an Airbnb. So this is your biggest room, I would say. They have these light fixtures that were supposed to be framed around the bed. There's no bed in here right now, so that's what it looks like. And then you have a large closet. Did I mention the roof was new? I don't know if I did. So you have this huge closet to work with. It's nice and high. You can definitely add some more shelving in there. I have a great closet person if you need a closet person. And then here is the office. You can definitely add some more shelving in there. I have a great closet person if you need a closet person. And then here is the office. It could be a bedroom because there's a closet here, and that's what they used it for. We're going to be getting a new door in here. It's going to look gorgeous. But you have your hookup right here for internet, and I haven't had any problems with anybody saying anything about that room. And then this is the primary suite. And what I love about this room is that this bed and that is included. And so is this. So as you move in, guys, you could be sleeping here, enjoy free furniture, relax, look at the views, and move in slowly. The house is already ready for you to move in. So honestly, it wouldn't take any time at all to close. Just as soon as you want to close, you can move in. This is really high quality furniture. I don't know how much somebody might pay for something like this, but just in this room alone, I think easily over $1,000 worth of value is right here. We do have somebody driving by right now. I'm not sure if they're coming inside or not. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, it's a great house, 415 on Chesapeake Avenue. If you've never been, please drive by. It's on the corner of Claremont and Chesapeake Avenue. It's kind of hard to tell if they're doing a U-turn or not. I'm sorry, guys. But if they're coming in the house, I'm gonna have to let you go. Before we finish up the tour, we have this huge, huge closet. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. This is like double the size of mine. And I live in a house built in like the 90s. So you should have a decent sized closet. Definitely, and if you don't have that, you have other spaces. They're driving by again, really slowly, probably Googling price. Yeah. Let's see. They parked. Okay, now let's show you the bathroom. The bathroom is gorgeous. Again, you have beautiful granite, nice light fixtures. If you have a buyer, please, please, please bring them by. You have these beautiful shutters right here and this gorgeous shower head. Oh my God, look at all this. This is like the most relaxing shower you could have. Because you have all this. And we have dual HVAC. The tile on here looks great. I think they're coming inside the house, guys. So I'm gonna let you go. And if you guys want to write an offer, please do send me a message. I have to show this house. Wish me luck. Hopefully somebody buys it. If not you, somebody will definitely be enjoying this house for sure. Let me see if they're coming across the street now. They parked. Oh no. It's not. It's not. It was a false alarm, guys. False alarm. Anyway, so somebody delivering, and look at the back, maybe the front of the house, and we'll go from there. So if you have any questions at all about this house, again, it's 415. It's on Chesapeake Avenue. Maybe the front of the house, and we'll go from there. So if you have any questions at all about this house, again, it's 415. It's on Chesapeake Avenue. You get a house for $415,000. Questions at all about this house, again, it's 415. It's on Chesapeake Avenue. You get a house for $415,000 where you have neighbors that live in $1 million homes. So in summary, I'm going to take you for a tour around the properties. Just so let's take a quick tour around. Alarm system does convey. Take off my booties. So here you have your traditional green door, very regal. The outside is siding. We are on a slab. I don't want to seem like I'm recording them. We did have the property recently landscaped. They did the edging on the side right here. The right side is fenced, and then this is kind of what you see. So you could go through the back on that side. The water is right over there. I'm gonna go that direction a little bit later. Okay. the delivery person's gone, I can record a little bit better. Yeesh. There is an elementary school a little bit down the road that way. So it might be a good direction to walk if you do come by the property. And then we have this 2-car garage. And you can see there's floodlights all throughout. It has been closed by a machine. The alarm system conveys. Here we have the hydrangeas. I love me some hydrangeas. All right, and then we have rosemary back here. This brand new walkway, and the dual HVAC is back there. And all the floodlights around here work. They all have lights and everything, so if you were out here, you don't have to worry about it being too dark or needing street lights because the property is very well lit. We even have this brand new deck. There's a little bee on there, so I'm gonna go back there next time. I don't like bees. And then here is the garage. So that door, we'll actually be installing that before closing. It's that office room, and then this huge ladder above me, spanning the whole garage, basically the length of the garage, is yours if you buy this house. Same with that ladder over there. Same with all this flooring down here. Same with that TV. There's actually 3 total TVs that convey. You have the one in the primary bedroom, the one in the master, the first floor, obviously above the fireplace, and then this one. So you have 3 free TVs, and you have all this furniture inside, and then we have floodlights here, all the light bulbs you might need, pretty much everything you might need, just to maintain the property in between the time that you buy it and move in. We have fire hydrants, the garage door openers in there too. For the sake of time, I'm not gonna go through all that. Let's see about this. Now that we're nice and closed, so you really can see that the yard isn't too much to maintain. And you have seating out here as well. See the new roof up there, partially. And the water. And the water. So now let's take a little bit more of a closer look at the water. So I mean, that's kind of what you probably came for, isn't it? Right? The neighbors have a privacy hedge on their side. All right. So I'm going to show you guys one more shot of the front, and then I'm going to walk a little bit over to the water so you can see. All of that's before my phone dies. I love the stairs right here. It's very regal. All right. Another Amazon delivery person. This place is very popular for that. So directly ahead of us, I'm gonna try and zoom in. You can see all of that is the water ahead of us. got Corvettes parked on this street. Love a red Corvette. Corvettes parked on this street. Love a red Corvette. Excuse the quality if it's a little bit blurry for a second. I'm just trying to the water, how close you really are to it. So right here. So this is a little peek of it. And right there is the docks. So if you have a boat, I'm sure it would be quite easy to find some boat parking around here. These used as private properties, so I'm not going to go over there on the dock. But you can see exactly what I mean. That house is for sale as well. It's a very popular street. All right, that's it. My phone might die. So let's try and keep this brief. If you have any questions at all about this house or any other houses in the Hampton Roads area, I'd love to talk to you about what that could look like. The number one thing people are afraid of right now is, can I afford it? Do I have to spend an arm and a leg, or is there a way where I can kind of do it? I get some help with the financing part. And that's where I would say the number one thing I would ask people to do first is talk to your lender. You're going to need some money for sure, but you'll be surprised how much money is already out there waiting for you guys, especially the first-time home buyers, and even people who make a certain amount of income. We have programs for that as well. Thank you. So if you're looking for a home in Hampton Roads area, you're considering moving or even just renting, we definitely have a lot of resources out here. People might say, it might take a village to do it, but sometimes all it takes is a really good realtor and a great lender who's looking to do everything they can to make sure that you have everything you need in order to buy your dream home. Now we're back at the house. We have our alarm system. I swear, there's been like 4 deliveries and whatever. Anyway, if you have any questions about real estate, my name is Mwazamela Thurmond. I'm a realtor in Hampton Roads area. I service everything, pretty much everywhere, up to Richmond, down to Virginia Beach. Yeah, new construction, how much you can get for new construction nowadays. A little bit of a sidetrack, because I do work for the home builders sometimes. A little bit of a sidetrack, because I do work for the home builders sometimes. I work for them to do open houses, and we have properties in Carlton, Smithfield area under 300,000, and 2 bedrooms and 1 bedroom homes. Really good deal on the prices because not only is the builder giving incentives, the lender also has incentives too, so you could save like 3% on closing cost assistance if you were to go to the new construction option. And not to say that you can't ask for closing cost assistance as a buyer for any home. Many people do that and just see what they say. I've had buyers offer me closing cost assistance towards the seller for offers sometimes. if they make it a little bit low, they might offer to pay your closing costs. So that way you're still netting the same amount and it doesn't cost you too much to buy the house, as much as it would maybe if you didn't have any assistance. But honestly, the number one thing I would say is you'd be surprised how much help is out there for home buyers. It can seem really scary to buy a house, especially your first time. I helped somebody who's 19 buy their first house at the end of last year, and because his lender was able to find programs for him, I think he only brought like $1,000 to closing when he expected to bring like 7 grand. So honestly, like if you can look for the money, make sure you ask your lender, are there any loan programs or grant programs right now? Because some lenders, not all lenders know which grants to use and which grants are available. So sometimes when you ask around, especially ask them as well if they're going to do a hard pull or a soft pull on your credit. Because if they do a soft pull on your credit, it won't affect your credit score. But if you do a hard pull, it will affect your credit score. And if you're trying to buy something, you might not want to do too many hard pulls in a row because it will bring your credit score down, and that's going to affect the underwriter's ability to judge what your payments should be. So, in conclusion, because my phone's probably going to die, we have about 15 minutes left here. Oh, they're skateboarding. Nope, he's on a scooter. Anyway, we have a lot of inventory on the market. Buyers right now, they're closing every day. Sellers are still selling their house and they still want to sell their house and they're not trying to rip people off right now. Some people are saying in articles that like sellers are asking too much for their homes. Lately, I've actually been seeing a lot of sellers put in like $10,000, 5 grand even, before they even sell the house. So I don't know, it's really up to you. If you count that as um, working against you to have a new roof, maybe you should look for a fixer-upper property. It's a great decision as well. I help many investors in the bigger pockets sphere, mostly because I work as a bigger pockets feature agent as well, buy investment properties. So whenever I do go to homes like this and communities like this, I always love to check what are rentals like. If I bought this home, could I keep it as a rental? How can I build wealth with the property beyond the time I live there? Because Hampton Roads is a really transient community sometimes, because we have so many military and so many government workers, we have the largest naval base literally across the water in Norfolk. So many people come here from many other states and they leave quickly because they get reassigned to a different area. And a lot of the times people, they don't have time to build equity basically. So if you only they don't have time to build equity basically. So if you only live in a house for like 2 years, there's a good chance you might be bringing a little bit of money to the closing table in case homes don't go up in price as much as you expected them to, or if you don't add any value to the property by the time from the time you live there to the time you sell. In 2 years, sometimes the price may be the same, and that's not a big problem because in the course of 30 years, it's going to go up. But if you're not ready to let go of that property, if you can afford the mortgage, if you had a rental tenant in there, I definitely have resources for people who can get you just a tenant if you want to be your own landlord, or just help you with little services around here and there. Or if you want the full blown landlord, I sleep stress free experience where you have a property manager take care of everything. This is also a good property for that, or any property in general. If you need that service, I'm happy to give you a list of contacts for that. If you want, to refinish your floors, realtors do so much more than just show houses and help you buy and sell real estate. My company even has a program called RW Town Concierge, and my company even has a program called uh, RW Town Concierge. And basically, what it does is new homeowners and people who are selling will give you all the free consultation you could need to get everything going for your house. So people usually like to buy utilities, and they'll select, hey, I want this internet provider, I want this insurance, I want all this other stuff. We'll help you shop around. You'll have a personal person that only talks to you, but is connected to me, and they'll give you calls. and help you shop around for the best price. They'll help you set up utilities and turn off utilities, depending on whether or not you're selling or buying. Pretty much anything home related will help you out with that. I'm gonna go outside real quick and just wave at these people and see maybe they'll come inside. We might not realize it's open house. I waved at them. I don't know what they're doing. They're driving really slow. They may turn back around. We'll see. We got 10 minutes on the clock, guys. If I can make it 10 minutes, we'll see. My phone might die. I hope I'm being entertaining. They're still driving. We'll see. My phone might die. I hope I'm being entertaining. They're still driving so slow, just hitting the brakes. Gosh. Please come back. I'd love to show you this house. Yeah, come back. I'd love to show you this house. Yeah. From top to bottom, this granite, every single thing you could wonder has been answered. We literally have a whole binder full of information showing everything about when everything was done and taken care of. It's all right here in this little corner right here. So all you need is a nice offer, whether you decide to write one with your own realtor or with me. I'm happy to help you any way I can make the right decision for you and have all the information you need in front of you to do that. It can be kind of intimidating to buy your first home or buy any home, honestly. And what keeps people on track and from making mistakes is really paying attention. I think anybody could do it, but it's who do you want to do it with at the end of the day? Like, who do you want to work with? And are you going to be diligent on those days when you don't feel like it? A home inspection report can be over 100 pages. As a realtor, I can't speak for everybody, but I can say I do read the home inspection, and I read it thoroughly, and then I go over it again with other people I know, because when it comes to especially that inspection period, it's critical that everything is done. The last home I tried to help somebody buy, the owner was really nice. They were willing to work with us with the home inspection items, but some of them they were not. And it had to take me and the other realtor to decide together, hey, you know what? We want to make this dream happen for this first time home buyer. He's military. Let's just cut, whatever dollar amount we want to cut from our own paychecks to help support this guy with his first home purchase, because it was so little. Like, the items that sometimes pop up or can be so tiny that you'll be surprised how much your realtor might even be able to pull in some strings, or the other realtor, or the brokers, anybody involved, even your parents. Sometimes the person I help, well, most people I help don't have too many family members helping them with that decision. So it's even a little bit more stressful for them because maybe they're living in a different area. It's like your first time doing something by yourself. But honestly, it's like your first time doing something by yourself. But honestly, once you buy a house, I ask my buyers this all the time too, because this is something really for them. They're always surprised at how easy it was at the end. And every time I help sellers too, they're always like, I can't believe how easy that was. Like, literally, here's how it goes. If I'm helping a buyer, we meet, we talk about what do you want to do? When do you want to do it? What's your timeline? And once we have the paperwork ready, because if you find the perfect house and you don't have, your money, it's not really worth it for you anymore to be looking at houses and just having your dreams crushed. So it's good to have at least an idea or a ballpark range of what house you can afford. And then we go to the lender once we have the offer in. Once the seller accepts the offer, we send all the stuff to the lender. You'll have to update your pay stub information, your most recent bank statement stuff again. But really, once you do that part, the rest just goes really fast. If the home inspection is already done, the termite moisture thing usually takes like a day or two. So within 5 days or so, you'll know for sure if you want to move forward with the house or not, because I would have done the legwork as a realtor to make sure that you know what the home inspection came out with or not, because I would have done the legwork as a realtor to make sure that you know what the home inspection came out with. The seller understands what the home inspection came out with. Build the home so you know what the home inspection came out with. The seller understands what the home inspection came out with. Build the home so they are still obligated to tell us, hey, I want to take care of this, or I'm going to take the price down to reflect the cost. And if you're selling the property, it's pretty much the same thing as well. Once you have the offer in, it might take maybe a week for them to get the stuff inspected and returned to you. If you have a HOA, that's when it might take a little bit longer because there's some documents that have to be passed on through the condo association. So you take maybe 2 weeks to buy something with an HOA. If you place the order for it, because your realtor or you will have to purchase the resale certificate for it, because your realtor or you will have to purchase the resale certificate. I like to purchase it for my realtors, for my clients, because it's so cheap, and I feel like you shouldn't really have to worry about something like that. It's so easy. But just beyond that, usually 2 weeks. It's so easy. But just beyond that, usually 2 weeks, 14 days or so, you'll know if you want to buy the house. And then the last 2 weeks, you'll probably spend making arrangements for the closing because in Virginia, we do signings in person. And if there's something wrong, the signing process really is very quick. For the sellers, you might be there 20 minutes. For a buyer, you might only be there, I want to say, plan out maybe 30 minutes. I'd say plan 30 to 45 minutes, depending on, yeah, because the buyer paperwork is just so much longer. You have to put the lender stuff in there, whereas the seller's work is just so much longer. You have to put the lender stuff in there, whereas the seller is really just releasing their mortgage, and that's not so much paperwork. So if you have any questions about buying a home, selling a home, renting, buying rentals, I help with pretty much all of that. And I have a lot of people I rely on too. So you're not just relying on me to be your only resource. I have tons of people with years to be your only resource. I have tons of people with years, decades. We probably have over 100 years of experience altogether, honestly, because I work for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Newport News. So we have all these people in my office who I rely on to be a great resource, because what is a team without being a team and able to share information? Their dreams of homeownership or money goals achieved. Sometimes home for the value of selling it one day to retire somewhere and move. But whatever your goals are, people do say realtors are some of the most useful people on the planet because number one, we only get paid when we deliver results. So unless you buy a house or sell a house, we don't get paid. So if you know anybody who'd like to have a realtor or is already looking for a realtor, I really appreciate to sell a house. We don't get paid. So if you know anybody who'd like to have a realtor or anybody who's maybe considering moving down to the Hampton Roads area, maybe for whatever reason, and they just want to get an idea of what the different neighborhoods are, where different prices exist, and what they can get for what amount, I'm happy to be a resource for that as well. We have 2 minutes on the clock before I sign out. Any questions, guys? Any questions? I don't even know what to do. This is actually my first time going live ever on TikTok. I've only been live on YouTube. So if you want to find me on YouTube, you can. I'm usually more live on there. It took me forever to figure out how to get live on TikTok. But I did it. We did it. We're here. Oh my gosh, one more minute. One more minute. This is your last chance to ask a question before I sign out. And yeah. And also, if you wanted to become a realtor, for example, I can help you with that too. I actually have a discount code for a civil agent. That's the place I took my real estate course, passed the first try, loved the course. It had audio, videos, flashcards, everything I could dream of. So making, the test happen was really easy. I went there on test day. This poor woman next to me, oh my God, bless her heart, her computer, because you take the test on a computer, it just shut off. So she lost her entire test result. Everything was gone, and they told her come back again. And she was in that room for like 2 hours with me because the test is pretty long. I double checked on my stuff, passed the first try. Then they do your fingerprints at the test center. That's just something people do for a lot of industries that are regulated by DPOR. You apply for your license. The cost of maintaining your license is a whole other story. But beyond that, real estate's been a really good career for me. Probably my favorite job ever because I love getting to talk to people, helping them with money and helping them understand things. Because I was a math major, I went to school for applied math, and I ended up doing like science, chemistry mostly, and I just went that direction really, really hard. At the same time I was in school, I was doing residential hall association party planning. So I was like a party planning, presenting scientist, basically. I even went to Denver and I presented my research on plastics, basically all the. I even went to Denver and I presented my research on plastics, basically all the BPA, BPS, and how plasticizers get in our waterways. And now everyone's talking about plastic workers. They were the Gambia. So like I grew up in DC. I have a lot of different things going on in my life. Very, very unique background for sure. I graduated college when I was only nine. I just turned 19, I believe. Yeah, in January. I did it in 3.5 years. I started college when I was 16. I just turned 16 when I first started freshman year, and ever since that, I've just always been go, 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 help people, teaching assistant, just always helping people. In real estate, no one expected it for me. My parents were like, why are you doing that? But it's so rewarding. Like, probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. And to see those homeowners and the home sellers, people I help, some of them are like selling their home for the first time. They don't know what to do. And just to take that stress off and to have them, be so satisfied and happy, it's like a blessing. So I would never even consider, not making it work for my buyers because I really truly care about people. Sometimes they're willing to lie and just say what they need to say to get a quick check. But I'm really all about making sure that you are comfortable with that, buying a house. If you stop and you're just like decide, hey, you know what, we're gonna have a baby, we can't afford to buy, we're gonna rent one more year. That's perfect. I'd love for you guys to be ready and not pressured and not like feel like you just had to be rewarding me because I showed you some houses when we could definitely come back 2 years later and we'll buy you a house and you're gonna have a room with the baby, you're gonna have a room for the dog and a room for family to visit. Because at the end of the day, it's all about helping people and making sure that you feel heard. And that's my first priority as a realtor. Ethics is number one. And we always get that training consistently because in a position like this where you only get paid for what you deliver, um, it's a lot harder for some people to be ethical when they haven't gotten paid in a long time. But ethics, caring about people, having resources, having a friend to guide you. If you just want somebody to, paint the house, you need a person to do the floors. I got you. I'll send you the contact. I got like 5 people I trust to do that. Because in this business, we always are building relationships. And if you don't build the relationship, we can't really be anything at that point, right? That's just a transaction. And that's what's different than, Zillow and an actual real estate agent is that you have a person who cares about you. Well, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out now. You guys have a good one. My phone's about to die. Thank you so much for chilling with me. Love, love you guys. Follow me on YouTube or TikTok. Love you guys. Follow me on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, wherever I exist. Again, my name is Mwazamela Thurmond, and thank you so much for watching.